Hey guys, it finally happened. One of my nails popped off. So, time to redo my nails, and I figured I'd kind of just chat as I did it and kind of just talk about random thoughts. So, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of weird stuff because I have some weird thoughts when I'm doing my nails and don't know how to fix that, but we're gonna have fun, okay? Uh, so, typically, I start with putting on nail oil because when you're taking your nail polish off, you're going to use a really heavy chemicals and it can damage your skin. So I started making these after I started watching Simply Nailogical. Go check her out. She's awesome. But anyways, it's just vitamin E oil and jojoba. I don't know how to pronounce it. Neither does she. So, anyways, just mix those two together, and I just have a little lipstick applicator thing that I bought off of Amazon for like, I think I got 6 of them for like $5. So decent deal. Go check it out. I'll try to put a link in the bio to the ones that I bought. So I'm not sponsored. I'm just telling you things that I use to help keep my nails healthy and strong. So also, I'm recording this on my iPad because my webcam on my laptop does not work. So I'm going to be constantly looking over to this side because that's where I'm seeing my face versus here's the camera. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Anyways, so starting this off, and I'm just going to start with one hand at a time because it's going to come off of my right hand as I'm taking nail polish off. So also, I use really thick nail polish. I use Simply Nailogical's Holo Taco, and that can lead to a long time to take polish off. I do use 100% acetone, not tote, acetone to remove my nail polish. I found that it works pretty much faster than just regular nail polish remover, but it is a heavier chemical, so if you're concerned about that, I would suggest using something else. So, also, I did my makeup today. I actually did my makeup today. I haven't done my makeup in 3 weeks, and the last time I did it was because I had a webcam job preparation thing. So I'm doing an internship this summer for my degree. I'm not going to tell you where because, yeah, I'm trying to become a full-time hire there, and it's going to be difficult to be a full-time hire when we're doing remote internships. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of keep on the download where I'm planning to work until I'm actually hired there full-time, just because I'm worried if they were to come across this or if I said something that they don't agree with. So yeah, be careful what you say on the internet because your boss may find it is essentially where I'm getting with that. Anyways, just regular cotton swabs, cotton rounds from Walmart. I shop at Walmart a lot because it's pretty cheap, and I'm a college student, like I mentioned. Also, my desk is a piano, like a piano keyboard holder, and then a wooden plank on top of it. So it's a little uneven, and things roll towards me. But that's okay. It's only for the summer, and then hopefully I can go back to school. Because all my winter gear is in Idaho, where I go to school, and I'm in Illinois, and we have really harsh winters. So if I were to be here all fall and winter, I don't have my winter gear here, basically. So, I have this habit from when I was little of I would put the nail polish on and just start rubbing. That doesn't work. Put it on and let it sit for a minute and then start rubbing. It takes the top layer off a lot faster than just simply rubbing at it. It doesn't work as well. So, you'll also notice that I talk with my hands a lot. I'm sorry about that. I don't know where I got it from. Neither my parents do it, but I've done it since I was little. In fact, I want a throne off of it. So that throne was built for me by my maternal grandmother's husband. So my mom's parents are divorced, and my grandmother remarried, and we absolutely love him. He has been my grandpa since before I was born, so he's grandpa. I have 3 grandpas, basically, is where it comes down to. But anyways, he made fun of me when I was like 4 or 5 for talking with my hands. Like, he was mocking me as I was doing it, and so I just folded my arms, and I would not speak without folding my arms for like the next day. And apparently they asked me what I wanted for Christmas. and I told them I wanted a throne because I was a little princess when I was little, but not so much anymore. I mean, still kind of a princess, but I've got other interests too. Anyways, oh, my nose is running. So he built me a throne, and he had to go into a hardware shop and ask for the Fairy Princess Pink paint. And he will never live that down, but it was the best Christmas I can remember from when I was young. I've had some really awesome Christmases since then, but I just remembered he actually built me a throne, and my parents had to figure out a way to get it all the way from Texas back here to Illinois. So that's fun. Kind of wondering what else to talk about. Probably going to mention a few of my favorite YouTube channels and products that I use, but I'm not sponsored or anything. These are just things like I'm interested in, I think that you should really check out. Although I would love to be sponsored by Coca-Cola. You will hear me talk about that a lot. My parents don't keep pop in the house, or soda, or soft drinks, whatever you're going to call them. I call it pop, soda. Actually, I don't know what I generally call it. I kind of call it both. Anyways, it's pop and soda. But they don't keep it in house, and my mom really does not like caffeine. Like, it is a band in here. So that's another reason I really can't go buy it. But when I'm away at school, oh, excuse me, I burped. When I'm away at school, I typically go through like a 12 carton in like a week, which is not really healthy, but you know what? It tastes good. And I also do eat healthy, like meal-wise. I eat a lot of chicken, and like I will typically like buy a bag of chicken and a bunch of vegetables, and then I'll like oven roast them with some really good herbs like thyme and rosemary, and I kind of just throw in like whatever I think sounds good. Usually turns out pretty good. And then just broil it in the oven until the vegetables are soft and the chicken's cooked. And I just eat that for like a solid week for lunch and dinner typically. I'm not much of a cook, but I do know how to cook. Like, I know how to cook, I just don't like to cook because it takes a lot of time. But if I can get an audiobook going while I cook, or like watch a movie or something, then I love to cook because I can do two things at once. Unfortunately, my mom interrupts a lot when I cook, so when I'm here, I don't like cooking because I would like to just be in my own little world while I cook, and that's not a possibility when your mom's coming in all the time and asking you to do stuff. Oh yeah, you'll probably also notice I kind of sing a little bit when I talk. Just, I don't know, I'll not really sing, but like kind of put like a singy tune, a song tune. What are my bangs doing? I cut my bangs today also. That was fun. I've been cutting my own bangs for a few years though, so it's nothing to do with quarantine. It's just the fact that they're long, and I can't go see my usual hairstylist because her daughter just had a baby. So her daughter and son-in-law live with them, with their 4 kids, and that's more to do with the fact that they're a really close family than any like financial reasons. Just putting that out there. They just all love each other. And anyways, so the daughter just had a baby, and she's not doing haircuts because of the coronavirus, which has been fun. How's everyone doing with that? Like, honestly, leave comments below. I would love to hear how you're doing. Also, I'm probably not going to get a lot of followers on here. I don't care. I'm having fun. This is actually kind of fun, just kind of talk and document where my thoughts go while I'm doing my nails. Did you see them again? I did it again. I started rubbing when I should have just sat there. You think after having painted my nails every month or every week, basically, since September, I'd be more in the habit of doing my nails properly, but I'm not. I'm still breaking like 20-something years of habit. Although, I honestly can't remember when my mom started letting me paint my nails. My parents are at the tail end of the boomers, like they were born before segregation ended. So, um, they're not racist. Well, I don't think they're racist. I've never heard them say anything racist. But they do have some very odd points of view. At least my mom does. So, but anyways, like she really does not like the fact that my hair is dyed. You can kind of see where it's starting to grow out. I usually do a balayage because it lets it grow out a little more naturally while I'm away at school, because my hair is really funny. It's got a lot of weird texture to it, and I've yet to find or try a hairstylist outside of the one I'm currently going to, and I'm worried to find a new hairstylist that can actually do my hair and make it look good on me. And I like to play with my part, going from this side, switching over to this side, and then this side over this way, and then as you see right now, I currently have it down the middle, but that's because I have these straight across bangs. But Lori, who's my stylist, is really good about making my hair look good when I can still have that fun switching sides and just kind of playing around with what it looks like. I've done quite a few different hair colors with her, mostly just like regular shades of hair. I had red in it for a while. I dyed it when I was 18. I went full on auburn red. Like, I don't have anything red in here, but anyways, I dyed it by myself, and I did it with box dye. Don't use box dye. I really don't. Yeah, box dye is like the worst thing ever for your hair. If you can afford to, go to a professional stylist, because box dye fries your hair and doesn't last as long and doesn't look as good, and usually you end up with patches of your hair that did not get fully dyed. So, highly recommend going to a stylist, because I did it myself quite a few times where I used a box dye or a box highlight kit. And anyways, so I went red, and it took us forever to get all the red out of my hair. I actually ended up going really, really dark brunette for a while, so we could like grow it out. And I chopped my hair. It was down past my waist, like I could sit on the ends of my hair, and then we went up to here, and it's still growing out. Like it's been it's been 3 years, almost 4. Anyways, but I keep cutting it because my hair is dry all the time, and it's dry outside of the hair dye, so don't at me, please. Like, it's been dry since I was little. I have to get pretty frequent haircuts because it does get brittle and at the ends. Where was I going with this? Also, you're gonna get some really weird angles. I had somewhere I was going with this. I don't remember where. Anyways, okay, third nail. We got 2 off right now, and it's been 13 minutes. So that like tells you how thick this polish is, which is nice because it doesn't chip as easily. What was I saying about hair? I give up. Anyways, I also say that a lot. I say anyways a lot. Also, is a really bad habit. Especially when I'm doing like presentations for school, especially online presentations, because I take a lot of online classes. See? Said it right there. Okay. So, online presentations for class, they tell us to only submit the presentation if there is no ums, and I have that habit, and I need to break the habit. I had broken that habit when I was younger, but I got really bad about it again when I got older. So from the time I was 12 to about 17, yeah, around that time, I could give a presentation or a talk or in church, and I could just go and not say any filler words like anyways or or stuff like that. I don't. Those are the two I'm really bad about. So those are the two I know the most. Okay, count how many times I said cause I'm kind of curious. Oh. Well. So I could give presentations without saying but then I went on a mission for my school for I went on a mission for my church and I had to give talks and presentations a lot and I was dying. I am not really good with stage presentations. I'm not good about one-on-one teaching lessons. I will never be a teacher. Okay, well, I'm not going to say never because that's a possibility in my degree. Gosh darn it. You know, like once you start paying attention to something you're doing, you realize how often it happens. That's what's happening to me right now. Okay, so I'm a software engineering student, so I'm going to be working in a computer STEM field for the rest of my life. Well, not going to say the rest of my life because I do hope to retire when I'm like 55, 65. So here's hoping. I plan to hopefully live in either Texas or Florida because I like the warm weather. Those are two states where I have some family in, but they're big enough that I can live on the other end of the state and still be close for visits, but not close enough that like they'll actually plan visits very often. Thinking smart. That was an not an that was an San Antonio, Texas is one of the areas I've considered mostly. Also Plano, Texas, and then Orlando or Kissimmee, Florida area. I would love to live close enough to go to Disney all the time. I've got a best friend that would love to move with me and wants to work for Disney again. She did the BYU, or that's where I go to school. The Disney Culinary College program or something like that. She interned there for 6 months? Yeah, 6 months or so. And she loved it and wants to go back. So we decided that if I were to end up with a job in the Orlando area, she would move down there with me and we would get a house together. And she would work for Disney and get me into the parks for free. Also, we would buy annual passes to Universal because we're both Harry Potter nerds. Like, oh, I miss reading and watching the Harry Potter movies for the first time. Like, do you remember that feeling you get of just like seeing the magic come alive? And it's so fun to watch them again now, but it can never top that first time you watched it. Anything that you watch can, like, that's another filler word. Gosh darn it. So, I lost my train of thought. Watching movies for the first time. That's what I was talking about. Also, books. Reading books for the first time, especially because I have a photographic memory, basically. And so when I read a book, I remember the plot and the dialogue and the outfits and basically all the details. I could explain to you probably about any of the books that I enjoyed when I was little. I can quote lines of the dialogue to you. I'm just gonna stop catching myself. Count the ums. Brownie points to whoever gets them right. I'm not gonna count them. So one of my best friends one of my roommates is my best friend. Like, we met as roommates like 2 years ago, and we've kept in contact because we're on different tracks for going to school. And we had a conversation about like why she enjoys rereading books and why I don't. And it's because when she reads books, she picks up more details. When I reread books, I learn nothing new. The second reread through, I do pick up new details because like when you read it through the first time, I pick up at least the plot. The second time I pick up the details. But after that, I basically have it memorized. Like, I read the Spiderwick books when I was little. I have those memorized. I can tell you exactly what happens in each book. Like, if you show me the cover, I could tell you the exact plot. And it's annoying because I like the books. So I read a lot of fan fiction. Especially Harry Potter, Pride and Prejudice. Like, those are uh, my two go-to fan fictions. Like, if I'm reading a fan fiction, it's probably Pride and Prejudice, or it's Harry Potter. I like a lot of the AUs for Harry Potter. Uh, and I'm talking about, like, Harry gets raised by the goblins, or, oh, that's a good one. Oh, so there's one called Harry Crow. Recommend reading it. I'll put a link below. Um, anyways, so the whole concept of it is that Vernon Dursley, when he finds Harry on the doorstep, just like takes him into Diagon Alley and basically just deposits him on the goblins counter, and they decide to take him and raise him. And oh, I forget his name, but one of the goblins like actually adopts Harry as his like son and heir because he doesn't have kids, because goblins mate for life and his wife died, and it's so sad. But where was I going with this? Anyways, he meets Hermione on the train. Well, not on the train. He meets Hermione like getting ready to get on the train or something like that. That one has been a while since I've read it. It's been 4 years, but I remember the details. And they become best friends, and Dumbledore, don't read this one if you're a Dumbledore fan. It is a little bit of Dumbledore bashing. He's not the greatest person in this. I have a very complicated relationship with Dumbledore because I recognize that he made a lot of mistakes he did, because he saw a lot of similarities between Harry and Voldemort. But you should never leave a child in an abusive home. And if you see a child that's not being taken care of the way they should by their family, then you should do something about it if you can. Get in contact with people, or if you're in a position to, remove them from the home. Children deserve to be loved and not to fear their parents, basically. So, anyways, a little bit of spiel. Anyway, that's why I have a bit of a hard time with Dumbledore, because, yeah, that was not an okay thing that he did. He should not have left Harry in that situation. And when he was going through the entirety of the 5th book, Dumbledore just left Harry to flounder. He took away his friends and took away his support system, and he had no clue what was going on. So I have issues with Dumbledore. Like, I get it. He had a lot of fear, and he's not a perfect human being, but I am always of the opinion that people could have done better. But Dumbledore didn't. So let's see. Ooh, YouTube series you should look up if you like Pride and Prejudice. The Lizzie Bennet Diaries. Oh, those are so good. Basically, modern day Pride and Prejudice as told through video blogs. So, you get to see Lizzie tell the story of how they met and how Darcy is a robot. He's not actually a robot, but he's a robot. It's funny. It's a fun series. I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times now. In all, probably about 3 hours of time to watch it all. So you can actually do it in spurts. When they originally started broadcasting it, I wasn't old enough to watch it. I found it later on. One of my friends recommended it to me. But the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, modern day Pride and Prejudice, I think I've said enough. But it does involve a lot more in-depth of like the relationship between Lizzie and Lydia. So that's cute to watch. Trying to think what else. Markiplier. and Crank Games. I watch them. They're funny. Some of their videos. Depends on your kind of humor. Please don't come at me. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think they're great, but I don't enjoy all their videos. I think if you're being honest, you could say the same thing. You can't produce quality content 24/7. Well, I don't know if did I do it 24/7? My family's gonna come in here and be like, "Why are you talking to yourself?" I'm like, "I'm not talking to myself. I'm recording the video." They don't know I'm making this. But do you love my little sponged walls and my little planet light switch? So this is actually the room my brothers used to have when we were little. Sometimes I do it. Do you ever like pitch your voice a lot lower for like no apparent reason? Yeah. Anyway, 2-1-1. Okay then. So this used to be my brother's bedroom when we were little. I used to be in the room over one, but now my youngest brother has that one. I'm in here, and my sister is in the room that belonged to my oldest siblings oldest brothers when we were little. And then my parents are in the same room that they've always been in because it's the master bedroom, obviously. But this room has not been updated since 2000. I want to say 2004. No, if I'm old enough to remember. I honestly cannot remember. But it was painted during that craze of sponge painting. Like, most of the rooms in this house have sponge. Well, not anymore, because my dad's been updating things because they're hoping to sell within the next 2 or 3 years so that he can retire, and they're going to move down to Texas, where a lot of my family already lives, including my grandparents. Well, my maternal grandmother lives with her husband, who, again, my grandpa. Like, that's who I know. But, well, I know both of them, like my mom's dad and my mom's mom. They're just not together. I lost my train of thought. Oh, sponge paint. That's what it was. So, my room growing up used to be sponge painted in pink, purple, blue, and green. And it was that way for years. My bedroom when I was little, which was like basically the nursery because I shared with the baby, was sponge painted in pink and purple. And then this room has been like this. The hallway used to be sponge painted in white and cream, like a darker cream, not like a light cream. And then the boys' bedroom was like a really dark blue, and then like a little bit of lighter blue, not by much, sponge painted all around it. But now everything's like gray and like neutral colors because, again, trying to sell it in a little bit. My dad doesn't have a lot of time, so they're starting early. But this room is one of the last rooms to be the original color, except for the living room and my parents' room are still the yellows that they were painted back when I was little. Which I honestly... So, I'm strange, which you probably have picked up by now. But, I remember things very vividly from when I was really little. Like, I remember my 3rd birthday. I remember walking out onto the back porch and telling my neighbor, who was like probably 6 or 7 at the time because she was older than me, but I remember telling her, "It's my birthday today." I remember I got a life-size Barbie doll and a necklace that came in a pink velvet teddy bear box. And the necklace was a gold teddy bear that held my birthstone. So, what are those called? Azimuths? The pink ones for October. So, I'm born in October. October 13th. Lots of jokes about that one. But thankfully, I was born on a Monday, not a Friday. So, props if you can tell what year I was born just from that information and guessing how old I am. So, October 13th on a Monday. And yeah, so that's the necklace I got. That I can't remember that from when I was 3. I remember my 4th birthday. We were in Florida because my brother wanted to take this girl to homecoming. Well, actually, okay, so what happened was, this is a fun story. My brother was part of the marching band. I think it was marching band for his high school. And they got to go down there when he was 13. And he was 13, I was a baby. So I was like newborn when this happened. But he got to go down there and, well, he wasn't going to originally. So, funny story. My parents have 11 kids. Yeah, 11. And that's not combined. That's together they have 11 kids. So, each one of us is biologically each other's full sibling. So when I was a baby, I was the 8th. They weren't very rich. And my brother's marching band was going to go down to Florida for whatever Disney does for the marching bands and has, yeah. Anyways, the high school was going to Disney and they were going to go to Epcot. And they were doing a fundraiser for it. My brother did not participate in it. And my parents were like, sorry, you can't go then because we don't have the money to send you. But another kid had to withdraw. And so my parents were like, okay, fine, you can go, but you can't go to Epcot because it's on Sunday. Very religious people. We don't do anything on Sunday. Hence, I'm sitting in my room painting my nails on a Sunday. Which, like, not that bad. But I'm of the same opinion. Sundays is for relaxation and church. So they're like, you can't go to Epcot on Sunday, and they got permission from not the principal, but someone higher up that said someone could come and pick him up and take him to church and then take him back to the hotel room, and that's what he would do that day on Sunday. So they called down there, and they got a hold of one of the bishops. So my church is, so I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So we have different wards, which are congregations in different areas, and we're all under the direction of a bishop. So they called down there and got a hold of a bishop. And we're not talking like Catholic bishop. We're talking kind of like not quite a priest. A little bit higher than a priest, but yeah. Anyway, so they got a hold of the leader of the congregation down there, which we call a bishop. And he agreed that, well, no. So he was like, well, we don't normally do that. Because they called and asked if someone could take him to church, and they're like, we don't normally do that, but let me ask around. And like the next day, his wife called back and said, you know what? We'll pick up your son and take him to church. Where was I going with all of this? Oh yeah, my 4th birthday. So my brother goes down there, and they pick him up for church on Sunday. They take him to church, and they're like, we're going to take you to dinner. So they took him, we're going to take you to dinner. So they took him to their house, and he met their family, including a girl named Amy. Can you tell where this story's going? So, Amy had a huge crush on him, but he did not have any interest in her really, but kind of like nice friend. She had older brothers his age, a little closer to his age. She was only like a year younger than him, but he kept up a friendship with them. And flash forward to not junior prom, but like the next year, I think it was probably. So maybe I wasn't a baby. I don't know. I don't know. So it got to be the time for homecoming, and she can't remember if this was the time that she asked him if he would take her. And so my parents were like, well, that's kind of, we're not really okay with you going down there. And being by yourself, especially because like last time it was at the school, this time it'd be by himself. So it ended up he flew down there, and then we drove after and rented a house, and he went to homecoming, and I spent my 4th birthday in a rental home with a pool and a barbecue cake. But I'm kind of committed to telling the rest of their story now. So Austin and Amy, they went to homecoming together. They ended up going to junior and I think senior prom together. Don't really remember fully, but he didn't really have an interest in her as like a girlfriend, but she had a crush on him, and she kind of kept in contact with him, and she came up and visited one time when he wasn't here to see my sister Taylor, who's the same age as Amy and Austin, the brother that's involved in all this. Made a lot of stupid mistakes, but like I'm just talking about like dating around and being a jerk kind of to girls. But then he went on a mission, came home, took her on a date. Now they're married and have soon to be 6 kids, which are mostly boys. My family has a problem with all boys. Actually, the only ones that. Oh wait, no, hold on. So my oldest brother has 4, soon to be 5 boys and 1 little girl. And my sister has 2 boys and 1 girl. Then my other sister has 3 girls and 1 boy. Then my other brother has 2 girls, 1 boy. Then my other brother has 1 of both. And then my other brother has 1 little girl. And then the next oldest, which is one right above me, doesn't have kids yet. Don't think they're going to have kids anytime soon, because they're enjoying being, like, he and his wife are enjoying being, like, not parents, which I don't blame them. Parenthood is not for everyone. Please keep that in mind. I'm still debating if I want to get married even or have kids, which is bizarre because so my religion is really based around families and like how important it is to create your own family, and well, not create your own family, but basically get married, have kids so that you can provide for the next generation and to like multiply and replenish the earth, the whole Adam and Eve commandments. I don't enjoy dating. Dating is not fun for me. I have been on a few dates. I have dated 1 guy for a week. Yeah, that was funny. That's a whole other video though. But it has been nearly 37 minutes and I have not gotten all the nail polish off. But dating, very important. Not for me at the moment. That may change. I just don't have the interest in it at the moment. There's curiosity, but not an actual desire. So I fully acknowledge that when you date someone, you kind of have to, it's a give and take. Like, you have to be committed to the relationship. I would be committed to the relation, like, I wouldn't mind dating one person. It's the fact that I have to give my time to them and expect them to have time for me. I don't have interest in that portion of it. Like, I did date a guy for a week, and by date 3, I literally had to text him and say, I'm not feeling up to doing anything today. Please don't reach out to me. Like, I went to class, I came home, and I sat in my bedroom. Like, that's all I did that day. And when I'm talking home, I was at my apartment, because I don't know. I'm not normally here. Coronavirus. I'm a very independent person when it comes to my time, and it's driving me nuts to be home and to be on my parents' schedule. So dating someone required me to be on someone's schedule and make time for them, and I did not enjoy it. So we're probably gonna end this video in a little bit once I get the last nail off. But dating, some people enjoy it. I'm not one of them. I don't enjoy having my time taken up by another human being. I did like this guy. I was really interested in this guy. I thought this guy was really sweet. I was driven nuts by the fact that I had to schedule, not really schedule, because that's, anyways, when I spend time with my friends, it's because we both usually want to spend time with our friends. When I was dating this guy, I felt like an obligation that I had to be with this person. So I think we would have done better as friends first. Well, we were friends first. We were friends for like a month and a half, which is a really long time in my religion. But like, if you've ever met Latter-day Saints, you will know that they are very fast turnaround people. So, like, your friends, within a few days, you're going out on a date. Within maybe a month, maybe 3 months, they're engaged. And within 4 months of that, they're married. This is not, I'm not speaking for everyone. This is just what I've seen between my friends and their relationships and what my older siblings have done. I forgot to put nail oil on this hand. Anyways. So, from what I've seen from my friends who have dated and married, it's always been pretty fast turnaround. With the younger generation, so those closer to my age now, it has gotten a lot more spread out, but my siblings, my older sisters knew their husbands for less than a year from the time they got married. From the time they met to the time they got married. My younger sister, hopefully she never finds this video, but she's engaged to get married. She was supposed to get married last month, but the coronavirus happened and her temple's closed, and she really wants to get married in the temple first. So it used to be that you could only get married in the temple, or you could get married civilly, which is basically your average, well, not average, but like your regular wedding where it's like a priest or a bishop doing it, and then you would go the next year after you got married and you could get sealed. So sealing goes a little bit beyond. It's not, so, you know the vows where you keep your vows until, as long as you both shall live, or until death do us part. Well, our belief is that sealing is allowing the vows to continue beyond the grave. Anyways, so they changed the rule, what was it, last year, 2 years ago? They changed the rule that you could get married civilly and then, like, literally the same day go and get sealed. So she had the option to get married civilly, and then as soon as this coronavirus is all cleared up and our temples reopened, she could go and get sealed. But she chose not to take that. She wants to get sealed the same day, and I'm hoping that they break up, because I do not like this guy. I think he's a condescending jerk and a misogynist. She did not realize this, but she is, however, reading a textbook right now that says how to avoid dating a jerk. Caught her reading that. It's her textbook for one of her classes, and I have my fingers crossed that she will realize things. No hope guaranteed, but maybe we have a chance. Like, I feel bad because she really put a lot of work into planning their wedding, and she's only 19, but she put a lot of work into planning their wedding, and I'm sitting here hoping that they break up. And that also kind of shows you, like, my personality is, it's more focused on the wedding than the actual relationship, but she's very focused on they want to get sealed together and be with each other until time after eternity, and I hope they break up. Which, it does not have to do with her. It's not trying to wish misery on her. It's the fact that I don't think he's a good guy. I don't think he's a good person. and I don't think he's the one that should be part of her life for the rest of the time. So here's hoping that the relationship will. Here's hoping that she will get the love that she needs. Because I don't know if it's him. I hope it's not him, because I personally don't want him part of my family. But it's ultimately her decision, and I don't have to spend time with him. I have that advantage of that I'm a grown adult, and I'm not the one marrying him, and I can walk away. I don't have to visit the same times they do. I just hope she finds the happiness she needs. So, finally got all the nail polish off. Little fuzzies are stuck. I am going to put nail polish oil on my fingers and then let it soak for a while because I've had polish on for the last 2 weeks. And I'll post that video on TikTok of the final project because it has been 46 minutes and I'm going to try to cut this time down so you don't have to sit here and watch 46 minutes of me just jabbering to myself. Love you guys. Bye.